Hey everybody, it's Aaron. I decided today I'd tell you about how I ended up in Facebook jail for hate speech. Ironically. Not ironically, anybody can display hate speech, and I have no problem being called out for my hate speech. But this wasn't hate speech. And the hypocrisy of Facebook is what I'm having a hard time with right now. So, let me explain. Today there was a decision here in Oregon that the governor's stay-at-home order was not constitutional and that churches could gather. And they specifically said churches. One of the comments on it said, fucking churches. I said, fucking Christians. Because the people we see banging down the doors of democracy and driving their cars threateningly at nurses, doctors, and calling them fake news and all that bullshit. It's not Muslims and it's not Jewish people, it's Christians. It's Christians who believe that they're persecuted. The white majority Christians who think they're persecuted for their faith. In America. Yeah. So I said, fucking Christians. Out of frustration, really. And as a Christian who I'm a Christian who believes in calling out your own. You know, like when we talk about the police department, it should be other police officers calling out their bad apples. If they don't want everybody having the bad name, you got to clean your own house. And that's how I feel about everything. And so it's no problem for me to say fucking Christians because I am a Christian. And we're the ones who are putting lives at risk because we think we have to be in some kind of building or be putting money in a plate of multi-billion-dollar corporations, tax-free, to see God. That's what people think they need. They think they need to be packed into a church, passing money on the plate, listening to the pastor talk about how sinful other people are. That's how they're going to get to God. And that's sad. Because that is a failing of American Christianity. The belief that you need to be somewhere specific. That you need to be... Anyways. That's besides the point. We can argue that another time. And we will. I have no problem talking about that. I learned a long time ago, you don't need to be inside a building to feel anything. To feel God. To be in the presence of God, you don't have to be in a building. You don't have to be passing money into a plate. God resides in us. He created us. Anyways, again, tangent. So, Facebook jail. So I said fucking Christians. And again, we can debate whether or not you agree with that sentiment, but that's what I said. I don't think it counts as hate speech. I don't. Facebook disagrees, or someone disagreed, and Facebook agreed with them. So I get a pop-up on my screen that says, you've been restricted from posting or commenting for 24 hours for hate speech. And it showed me the comment, fucking Christians. In the most ironic twist of the whole thing, that pop-up was over the screen of the lady from Nebraska who is suing homosexuals on behalf of God and Jesus. So I get blocked from Facebook. My only way of communicating with my friends right now, of engaging in any kind of community, for being frustrated with part of a community that I'm part of, on the same day that I'm getting sued for being gay. Super. On behalf of God. Oh. And yes, due to points for penmanship, she does have lovely penmanship. But I don't think penmanship makes up for a hateful spirit. Anyways. So, I appealed the decision, and almost instantaneously it came back saying, no, this is hate speech. So, I am taking to YouTube, making a video for y'all, so you can feel this with me, because it has not been a good night or day. It's been about 12 hours since it happened, and it's been on my mind. I think the hardest part for me is not just it feeling an unjust conviction of hate speech, but 13 weeks ago, and I've posted about this on Facebook before, specifically calling out Facebook and asking them why there's been no action. 13 weeks ago, I was engaged in a defense of Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zara. She had just come out, and I was commenting on I think it was a no hate article or link in Facebook. So I'm commenting on that, and a guy says that me and people like me belong in concentration camps. Explicitly goes against the community standards of Facebook for hate speech. Weird how that works. And so 13 weeks ago I reported that, and there's been zero action on it. It says it's still in review. They haven't done shit about it. So I get Facebook jail for saying fucking Christians. And a guy who says I belong in a concentration camp and would probably gladly go hands-on to put me in one gets nothing. And that's their community standards. Sounds very much like some very good people on both sides of the argument. They took away my voice. Now I might look like the very guy who doesn't deserve a voice. You know, that I should earn my platform. Why should people listen to me? You're just a regular white dude. Well, any of my friends who are watching already know why. But I'm gay. I'm transgender. I was born and they said, "Ooh, it's a girl." My whole life I was like, I don't think so. Right? I lost my faith community when I came out as gay. I lost my wife when I came out as trans. When I came out as trans, I lost any credibility I have with people who don't understand me. Not only do they not understand me, they don't want to listen to me, and they find any excuse they have to ignore me. Oh, well, she's crazy. She's just a woman who couldn't get a man. Mentally ill. Against the nature of God. Thanks, Catholic Church. I can talk to my friends every day and all day. My supportive bubble. But the second I step outside that bubble, my voice is shut off. And the impotence that comes from that, the rage of being silenced, is unreal. Now, you might say, well, that's what other people think and it doesn't matter. That doesn't work for me. That's not how my life works. Because my whole life has been dictated by what other people think. Even before I knew anything, it was made very, very clear to me that I didn't belong in this world the way I was. When I was 7, I got yelled at by a teacher for lining up with a bunch of girls for a dance class because she told us to line up together, and so I lined up with the girls, and she screamed at me because she was a bitch. Should not have been a teacher. I got called dyke when I was 12. Had rumors spread about me in high school. Had people making assumptions about my gender identity long before I ever did. Decade, easily. You know who you are. It doesn't matter if I don't want it to matter what other people think. It doesn't matter, because it does. I have outlived my life expectancy. I'll be 40 this year. Statistically, I shouldn't be alive. The only other person I know who was in a very similar situation to me, gay and Christian, drank himself to death. He was 38. He'll never be 40. And we're told our experiences don't matter. We're told that we don't matter. That's the message we get. When you won't listen to us, when you say it's just an illness or it's just a phase, it's so damaging. So, I ended up in Facebook jail for hate speech, for saying fucking Christians because they want to pack churches during a global pandemic. Yeah, today was a fun day. Let me know what you want to hear about next. I'd love to talk.